Good morning. Good morning. Today is Tuesday. Today is it October the 17th. Welcome to Fanhudi Hotspot Show. I would like to talk to you a little bit about a very serious case, a very serious thing hunting our people in Ghana. It may be happening elsewhere in Africa, but I'd like to talk to you a little bit about what is going on with some of our brothers and sisters who has found the opportunity to escape this trouble or problems, and what they are also facing even as they have escaped. So if this is your first time on this page, share the video, subscribe to my YouTube account, and also hit the like button if you're on Facebook. Just also share the video. And welcome again. This is Fanhudi Hotspot Show. Most of the times we talk about things that brings information, things that brings liberation, things that educate our people. Some people may be in a certain, we share information on this page. So this morning I would like to talk to you a little bit about what is going on. But first, let me take this opportunity to tell you about Top Connect, which has no fees to download or even send money, no extra charges. To navigate on that platform, meaning signing up and also sending money to elsewhere, anywhere in Africa, is very, very easy to do so. So please download Top Connect as you are at it, and also looking for means to save yourself some money, especially at this time when things are very expensive. Another thing I would like to talk to you about is that if you are in Canada, our flag bearer John Dramani Mahama is coming to town, is coming to Toronto also, specifically Toronto, North York, Ontario. Torontonians, neighboring cities are coming to embrace this occasion to see what the man has for us coming 2024, his plans, and also what is your take on this. Come to 655 Dixon Road in Ontario. It's right by the airport road on the 22nd of October. If you have not yet purchased your ticket, please do so. And that is where we are going to continue the conversation. If you can see, there has been a lot of these things in Ghana. Good morning. Somebody was talking to this chief is missing. Some people came to his home with machetes and sticks and took him away. And this is exactly what happened to Albert. A lot of our people back in Ghana, this is what happened to Albert. This is what happened to Kaka, was also beaten. This is where Ghana has gotten into due to politics. Now, every institution, everywhere that carries information is now inflicted or is now affected by politics in Ghana. Recently, there was a flood in Ghana. The current administration has brought about some fear upon Ghanaians that people cannot speak. A member of parliament sat on TV and exposed, a private investigator exposed his identity to the masses, to Ghanaians, and even instructed and put money on it that whoever sees this guy to beat him, whatever money or expenses that man was going to pay. And only shy from that announcement, the man was killed, brutally killed, Ahmed Suwali. And this was by the hands of a member of Parliament. You see, the way Ghana politics has played out, many people want to be in politics. They've made sure the country is lacking so much that they make it seem as if politics is the next university course or the next achievement. Whenever you are able to lie, if you are a strong man, if you are capable, if you are able, instead of the politicians bringing job into the country, they made people so hungry to be in politics because of the things. They made it so attractive to young men want to be in politics and not work. So now, as we speak, there is a flood. Many people are displaced in Ghana. The president is playing politics with it. And we have our old men sitting because of the language they didn't understand, and also how Ghana is so demarcated and so displaced that even our language is lost. We are being spoken to in foreign languages. Our old men who doesn't understand English are being spoken to in English, insulted, degraded, and they don't even know how to defend themselves. Ghana is left with. So let's get back to the reason why I am bringing all these things up. Many young men were lost. Their lives were lost. Many young ladies were killed without proper justice system, because the whole judicial system is now politics. And therefore, right now, when you have a case in Ghana, you cannot bring it to court. Any strong man can just get up in Ghana and take over your vineyard, take over your property. But yet, we have some people escaped. They have escaped this problem, and they are still lost in transition. So let me talk about asylum. For example, let me talk about asylum. Mate, Paul, I am doing very well. Thank you very much. Yusuf, Masood, Calvin, hi. All of you who are watching, let me explain to you what is asylum. What is refugee? Right now there is a wall between Gaza and Israel. If anybody escapes and comes to Canada or any of the countries accepting refugee, and you are still telling me you are afraid, you must be a fool. You don't really understand what is going on. A refugee is someone who runs into another people or a country, a town, hiding from persecution. That is a refugee. A refugee claiming asylum is that your country, you are in danger. You are part of some group. You are part of society that are being killed. And people are hunting you. And also, you are not safe because of your choice of words. You are not safe because of what you possess. You are not safe because of what you believe in. It could be religion. It could also be the fact that you're a woman. It could be the fact that you're a man. And that society does not accept a man. That society does not accept a woman. That is who we called refugee, who claims if you escape all those things, you can claim a refugee. Something went on in Ghana. An event went on in Ghana. A lot of events are going on in Ghana. Many young men are demonstrating. And because of that, a lot of the young men are targeted. Many people has paid in Ghana for other people to be molested, killed, or harassed. These people can claim refugee if you escape. That is the meaning of refugee. That is why America has opened their doors. That is why UK, Australia, and other people, Canada has opened their doors for people who are in danger. Lives are in danger in their own country or wherever, even those who caused the problem, you know that your own politicians can come and claim asylum? Do you know the amount of people, J.J. Rawlings, the coup that went on in Ghana, those involved, all of them, most of them escaped and claimed asylum. They faced trial in different parts of these countries and they were allowed to stay. All those ministers who flee their own country, whether from Russia, whether from Ukraine, whether from other parts of the world, claimed asylum. In fact, there was a woman claiming to stay in Canada from China. And because of what she did in the US, the Chinese government was looking for her, and the Canadians tried. Again, there are so many Ghanaians who don't understand asylum because their own people. Now Ghana has turned into tribal. There's a tribal war. You see, people are silently fighting amongst themselves. Young men are being lost, disappearing in a country all the time without a trace. These people, for example, many of them can only get to Dubai. There are Ghanaians in Dubai right now who cannot go back to Ghana right now as we speak. There are Ghanaians in South Africa who cannot go back. They have coerced and corrupted young men to turn against themselves. There was a case which someone has told me personally. There was a case where a young man, a group of friends, whom one has witnessed some big time policemen are chasing. They think they have the law. They are not above the law, or they are above the law. Police, our armed forces has turned into armed robbers, where young men who have witnessed those things are now being chased out of Ghana. What I'm trying to say is that Ghana is not a safe place as we speak. Many people are just coming back from Ghana and they can all say the same thing. My brother who went to Ghana right now, just because they heard his name, he went to witness one of the, I would say, one of the officers in his office. My brother just came back from Ghana, went to a station to give a gift to one of the officers. Because of his name, they told him the officer is not in the office. They told him the officer was not in his office. There are so many things going on in Ghana that you should be concerned about. And people think, oh, I am from this, so I am safe. I am from the majority, so I am safe. My brother, my sister, this man is missing right now because some people has taken him in ransom. And because I am sure the reason this happened was because this man said something. The only reason why this man is missing, it is because he said something. This is how Ghana has turned into. Remember that when a chief, a whole grown man does something, they bring him to. Why do we subject ourselves to be abused? Every Ghanaian should be claiming asylum. Every Ghanaian, in fact, if you are a Ghanaian, those who came and claimed asylum are telling you you cannot claim it. I don't know why. A grown man will say something and a chief or the people who classify, quote unquote, giving some people authority and power to abuse. They will call a grown man to the courthouse in a chief's house, and they will embarrass and they will ridicule and they will strip a grown man. They will strip that grown man. They will strip him to take off his clothes, his shoes, and walk barefoot and crawl on a floor. That is abuse. And this is what Ghanaians are practicing in Ghana. If you don't call that abuse, do you know what that does to your spirit when you are stripped and abused? That is what the black Americans actually fought for. The right to individuals' identity, and also right to speak. The right to say your mind. This is what is going on. This is what Ghanaians has allowed themselves to be going through. And they call that tribe. They call it tradition. In fact, they call it a culture. To strip an old man his right, his power, for that man to be a next to nothing, they feel embarrassed. And what do? They abuse their wives. They abuse their children because they feel powerless. And the only place they can exercise their power is on their own spouses and their children. When a man is left with no power, he's an abuser. When you abuse, abuser is always looking for ways to abuse his own victim. He's always, and that is why Ghanaians, everybody wants to abuse somebody. That is why it is within the culture. Abuse is justified as a culture when you strip people of power. So these are some of the things that the other people are waiting for you to come with and claim asylum. Unless you accept it as you a dog, you are not human being to be treated as such. This is what is classified under the Human Rights Code. This is what the right of a democracy, human right around the world provides to people who goes through these issues or problems in their own country, to run to the next country and claim asylum. And we still have Ghanaians saying they don't have things to claim asylum with. Why? Because they lack information. My brothers and my sister, this is the simple explanation of refugee. These are some of the things. I remember back in the days when Rawlings was in power, when Rawlings was trying to put the country together, he wanted to get rid of people, young men going to our gold site to do galamsey. There was a lot of young men who goes and takes our gold and sells it to the neighboring countries, cities, towns. I remember Obuasi. A lot of these young men were driven on the road. They were all matched by the soldiers. Many of them were abused, beaten, whipped. There are men in this country who use that story to come and claim asylum because they were part of it. Some of them, as they were on a journey, they were called and told, do not come back. This is what will happen to you. Many young men who made a lot of money, some of them in the town of Obuasi owned about 10 taxis. These men would travel to the next neighboring Nigeria to sell gold because they were doing galamsey. Those young men were run down by the military men under the regime of J.J. Rawlings. That was used. Many Ghanaians actually ran and went to the UK, Germany, and all those places and claimed asylum because J.J. Rawlings was putting the country together. I remember also cases like the judges who were given a foreign square. Those who were not part of that family also ran out of the country. Many family members were asked and instructed to change the prices of what they are selling. They refused. Those people, again, the military men went into their places of establishment and forced them to change those prices. Forced them to change those prices. And they did not do that. Many people are looking for jobs in Ghana, and because of their affiliation, because of the tribe they are from, or because they don't know anybody, they have to sell themselves before they can get a job. If they refuse, many people has witnessed so many things in Ghana. But because of the people who are in power, their lives are in danger because of what they have witnessed. These are some of the cases people can claim asylum with. My brothers have sent me, my brother who said I sent you, is it the job? Or say, please kindly check your inbox. You see, people are not really, all these people sending me, you don't live in a country. If you don't, I specifically said, if you don't live in a country, that job was not. Or say, please, I've sent you a letter in regards to the job offer you made recently. Do you live in a country, guy? Is it? Do you live in a country? Do you live in Canada? I all the resumes I received was from somewhere else. You see, I'm not sure if you heard me right, but these are for people in Canada. The living job that I announced, it was for someone, a family looking for someone to come and live with them, and no rent free, accommodation is free, and pay you on top of it. It was not for people outside, and I made that clear. So I'm not really sure why people are still sending me resumes from, I don't know. I got the resume from South Africa. Okay, and Ghanaians are doing the same thing. So my brother, if you are in a country, I'm still again in search of jobs for my people who are currently here. There are a lot of people in the country, I'm telling you. There are a lot of people who are now in the country. There are a lot of students who are living in the country. I didn't tell a student, I'm not telling students to do this job because they want someone to live with them. In fact, they requested an older person, a little bit older person who lives in this country who can do the job. So it's not for foreigners, it's not for people. The job I also posted was the LMIA. Again, people are not ready for that job because of what it entails, what is involved. So all these things are going to come up. In fact, I'm trying to sign contracts with a lot of employers to see whether we can bring those foreigners, those of you who are back, who are outside the country. So no, I'm not there yet, okay? Because like I said, there's a lot of money. People are trying to take money for that, and I don't know why people don't want to pay. Again, let me tell you something. People have money. People are coming into this country with money. So that is asylum, and I just wanted to elaborate a little bit of what asylum is, or what a drodi is. I met someone. Give me a second. A medium hot chocolate with no whipped cream on top. That's it. Uh-oh. Someone behind me? Okay. So if you are not in a country, is it Winnie? If you're not in a country, that's not what I advertised. So hold on, I'm coming. Let me look for my wallet. Oh God. So you are not in a country. Ghanaians wish Rollins was alive for doing that. Even that one, people did not agree with it. Hi. Hi there, moment, please. Even that one, people did not agree with it. So when people are saying, "Oh, I don't have anything to claim asylum," it's just a funny story. It's just what Akufo-Addo said. Yet so comedian, a rich man who lives in his own home and being deprived from eating his own food. That is what Ghanaians looks like to me. Because if you have a case and you are saying you don't, I speak to so many people who have so much good reasons for being here, but fear has gripped Ghana man. Why? because they pay more allegiance to human beings. They are more loyal, not to themselves. In fact, they do themselves a very bad favor and does somebody else a good favor. A Ghana man will do somebody a good favor and just to himself, wicked to himself. I don't get it. And when a man is wicked, you are self-inflicted. In fact, you are suicidal. To me, anyone who does not take care of themselves first, you are suicidal. You can attempt a suicide so easily because your whole thing is how I can sacrifice my body. That sacrifice is done long time ago by Jesus Christ. So I don't get it why Ghanaians are still sacrificing their body. No, your time, your voice. Right now it's about voice. Right now it's about your energy you put into your voice. You put into those sacrifice, the provisions that sacrifice brought to you. That is what you have to use it. You have to, okay, my father sacrificed for me and reserved a land. Why do I need to go and sacrifice again? All I need to do is, what are some of the provisions, or what are some of the laws my father fought for? Use the law to claim your land. We are not using the law Jesus Christ came to fight with. As in fact, we want to redo the whole Jesus Christ thing again. We want to die again. We want to sacrifice again. We want the blood. We want the blood thing. Ghana man, blood. So everybody wants to sacrifice. So you see Ghana man pleasing their own family members instead of them themselves being strong so they can save the family member instead of fighting for specific laws. They don't want to do that. Ghana man is all about sacrifice. They don't understand what sacrifice is. Want to sacrifice, I say. Africans, sacrifice is gone. There's no more the sacrifice is what you sacrifice. Somebody has died, shed the blood for you. Someone has died and shed that blood. Our Lord Jesus, whether you believe it or not, then continue to shed your blood. But don't bring it to me. Don't come and search for my blood. And don't add me to what you want to do. If you refuse to accept the blood as the atonement, that is why we keep sacrificing blood. This part of the world understand that long. You see the countries that don't accept those blood, you see what is going on. You see those countries who are not at peace, always fighting, shedding blood, because they don't understand the blood that was shed. So they keep shedding blood. That is Ghanaians' situation right now. Always want to shed blood. Always want to shed the blood. Accept that somebody has fought. Accept it that your parents, children were thrown into water. Hey, so God wants you to save the human being. He created, because gone are the days when, back in the days, Africans, when something is, even when the wind is blowing, hey, somebody has to die. Oh, the gods are angry. They don't know the wind is blowing. They don't know it is a storm. When the storm is coming, because they are not prepared. Africans are not prepared. They don't read. Generation came where even when a storm is coming, a pregnant woman has to be sacrificed. Chai. When the storm is coming, a pregnant woman, Africa, the whole world, in the UK, when they have twins, Agbolo, when a blessing comes out of marriage, they will kill it. It's not just Africa. In the UK, they were practicing the same thing because of the economy. They don't have enough money to, they say, yeah, this one, how can the twins, this one be for the God? It is an abomination. How can a lady be pregnant with two? They will kill it. That's the history. Go and search it. So when you are lost, you lose your property. When you have no information, you will look. Yeah, you see, Sunday my apostle did well, and one example is give identity. When you lose your identity, identity is the most important thing that puts you to the right place and brings you to your own properties. Let me tell you, identity. So Ghanaians has lost their identity. If this man is lost in Ghana and nobody is talking because he is being handled by some strong chiefs, by some strong identity, when you lose your identity, so with all Ghanaians, everybody, most Ghanaians are lost their identity. They have no, they are not claiming, they are not possession, they are not within their spiritual, their place. They are not operating within their own authority. They are not operating within it. An identity, your own identity must be proven before you even. My money is in the bank right now. Right now, let me go as a person and go and stand at the teller and say, I'm here to cash down. My name is Mavis. My last name is this is my address. What will they ask me? Go to your bank. No, guys, go to your bank right now. Go and claim. Go and say, I am Kwejo Wusu. And see that if you don't prove who you are, whether they will give you your own money. So we are displaced within the realms of God. What God actually did, Ghanaians are displaced. They have removed themselves and still sacrificing human being. So a Ghana man will please the chief, the king, the queen. In fact, they will please the politician. So you see, Ghanaians are fighting. You see, as we fight a lot. Do you know what we are fighting for? Who gets to even... Hey. Let me tell you a history. Hey. You see, a slave has no power. A slave even begs to be slaved. A slave has no say in their... So back in the days, when these Germans and all those people came, the men will now look for the pretty women. Some of them were transported to a gathering in France to go and entertain the kings. A slave is now given a high platform. Did you hear the story? A slave, so amongst her peers now, she's high. Okay. The world is beautiful. So the slave woman now comes back with his fellow slaves and thinks she's now dying, but she has just been used by the slave master. So now it becomes a competition between the slave woman, the one who was just brought to be abused. It becomes a competition between she and her peers. Now other women would like to go to the same place that she has been. That is the position of black. So you can see that in the presence of the so-called world power, you will see the slaves, the bottom ones, fighting to be in the presence of the abusers. So in politics, you will see those who want to now match up and get closer to the politicians, fighting themselves, killing themselves. That is why in this part of the world, they turn the laws around. The politician is the lower, so the society does not fight. They stripped power from those people. So you will see that when a politician is coming, they want to lower the excitement and anxiety so people don't kill themselves. Chai, Ghana for before you realize the position you are in, Amen. My brother Wilson Archer, may God bless you for praying for me, my darling. God bless you. So you will see that we are all displaced. where these people are free in this country. Free. And now a Ghana man is free. An African comes here free. Instead of using what the sacrifice did, instead of the provisions, instead of those things that were put in place because of their blood, Ghana man says, no, it's not enough. I want a new blood. Are you a blood sucker? Are you a vampire? Now you be vampires. My brothers and sisters, are we vampires? Are we now blood suckers? Because I don't understand why we don't take advantage of the blood. And we want fresh blood. A new blood. A blood that don't speak. Outdated. The blood that we want. You see, every time has its own voice event. The time, when you miss that, the blood we are looking for, it's outdated. It has no merit. It is not spoken for. You know that when we call some people, there are certain things that they will say, oh, what time we know yet? It's not your time yet. Meaning it's not your time. There is a schedule. A time came when the blood was needed. South Africa woman, histoire, bonjour. My sister Antoine, or my brother, good morning, bonjour à toi aussi. Felicity. This is wrong time. Looking for blood that is outdated. Looking for blood that don't speak. We are suffering for something that has already been done. So the president says, we sit on money, but we are hungry. The whole Africa is sitting on money, but we are the most hungriest people in this whole world. The whole Africa. Very, very rich. But we are hungry. The hungry cow that feeds the whole world. The hungry cow. That's who we are. The hungry cow is stranded. The hungry cow is placed between iron bars. Where the hungry cow, every country plugged a tube into the hungry cow. But the cow, the place the cow is hungry. And then we call ourselves African people, rich people. And then when people speak about Africa, oh, we are Africa. Africa is this, Africa is that. Go down and see what is going on. You are highlighting the rich, those that stole the money. That's what we highlight in Africa. What we highlight in Africa, I've never seen someone saying, I'm talking to this business person or a foundation that deals with this. That is what Wudimaya should be doing. The foundations, the things Africa, the opportunities in Africa that we are running away from. That's what we should be, that is what we should be showcasing. What are some of the opportunities Africans are running away from? What are some of the opportunities? What are some of the money funding? Oh, hey, Africans, there's so much funding. There's so much fun. That is what Wudimaya should be doing. But we are showcasing the Cecilia's money that they've, our president right now has given the daughter contracts. The money from Ghana given to the daughter has the restaurant, the posh, the restaurant you and I cannot afford to go there. So if you go there and you show me this restaurant is in Ghana, this restaurant is in Ghana, and this house is in Ghana, and this place is in Ghana, it is useless. It is useless. If you show me South Africa and you cannot show me that there's so many opportunities in South Africa, the youth are not working. There's so many funding the government has allocated, and this gold, there's so much job that we don't find young men and women to occupy them. That makes sense. This is what we want to see. Opportunities that Africans are running away from. Not what people have stolen and has brought it up, and where we cannot. If you and I pass through some houses right now, they will send their security dogs after you. Go to some areas in Ghana, they will send security dogs after you. They will ask you, what are you looking for in the neighborhood? Our own premises, our own neighbors would ask us because we don't belong. Go to some stores. In this country, you see a homeless person in the same lane as you are. Show us Africa. What are some of the opportunities? What are some of the things we are missing? This is what we like to see. This is what we should be advocating for. This is what Ghana should be advocating. Say, oh, look at the job. Look at the jobs. Look, the jobs the government has given this. The government has opened a plant. We want tomato. We have tomato plant. Hey, the rice. We have rice. The timber. We are looking for a Ghanaian contractor instead of a Chinese contractor. Chale. Okay, mini. Waiting with the talk. And a Ghanaian will leave Africa. An African will leave Africa with zero kobo, a slave man. Kobo, no kobo, and will come here and place their whole body on you and expect you to carry their weight. Carry their weight for them. And this is what we've been doing as an Africans. This is what we've been doing. No. We are owners, my brother Ebenezer says, we are owners of resources, but we are always begging from our oppressors. It is so sad. It is a sad situation, my brothers and sisters. And it's not as if, oh, we do it in Ghana. It is in Abrochi. Our brothers are so lost. Our sisters are lost. We don't have caretakers. Back in Ghana and here, we don't have it. In fact, Ghanaians are naked. In fact, if you are Ghanaian and you come here, go downtown, go walk into some of these resource, one man put a resource centers. Go to those sources, and even me, don't call me. We are so limited. I have gone to places to seek for support. When the Maya got a bullet one. Yes, I'm not impressed. I am not impressed with a way in a bush. A nice place in the bush. Where are the jobs? What is the government doing? You have to, isn't it a shame that Wudimaya has to get a visa? Wudimaya has to get a visa to cross over to within the African countries? A Ghanaian man is so small. Hey, say when Ghana ni Bema kasa, when a Ghana man is speaking like a baby. Crying, nagging, small to speak to the big men. Come and see what the American black man, they are not impressed. You see why Tupac says one thing, something. So I don't understand how one person has billions of dollars and somebody is hungry. I'm not impressed with you going to a whole safari and sleeping in a hotel in a safari. So what? Your brother is hungry on the street. Go to your brother. So what? And then the man would do my be. Let me give it to Wudimaya a little bit. Every African small chicken, they feel small to talk to the big men. They feel like their body. You see how our head, the head is in. That's how we feel small. They can't talk. They can't. Back in the days, strong men entered the chambers of the kings with pierces. They went straight to the chambers of the kings. And said, King, Yampinio, King Nebuchadnezzar, we no go agree. And as of 4 are hiding behind prayers. Prayer without action is a 0. Everybody now chicken, small, no power, nothing. Look at my, you see, these are the kings. Opera Nikurum. Look at that. See? Sweeping the town. So what if you go, do you know how many people own big houses in Ghana? They are in bulletproof, like Mexico. What a country. So showcasing Africa and richer. Somebody, a rich man, rich woman, millions of dollars in his own home, in her own home. What about that? Let's go and now feature that woman too. Because she has money. So we should feature. Africa has money. Africa has money. Look at the room, not the bank. So imagine the bank. That's what we should change the story to. Is this a praise that we have houses when somebody is finished school and cannot find a job? It's not homeless. It's not, you see, Africa homeless is not the same thing as abroad homeless. Africa homeless is sane. Abroad homeless is insane. Abroad homeless are what panics, our bottom, anxiety, stress, and all those things are firm. About that, they're not firm, so they cannot hold a job. The government, they have caretakers. Africa homeless is a sane, a clean, able, capable man on the street with their children. Women, beautiful women are on the street. So it's not the same thing. Let's feature those things. What are we talking about? So chat out with the Miami. I'm not impressed. Africa, where it is, you want to see beauty, then come to other place. Go to the coast, mountain. They have aligned houses on mountain, and it look like a picture. These are what I call beauty. This is what I call power. The people does well with the land. So if you want to feature beautiful places in Africa, listen, whether Africa or whatever, people makes a nation. So whether Africa is in Japan or whether Africa is present, the people living there are in distress. We should talk about the people, not the Africa, not the Africa. So featuring Africa. Africa could have been in the Middle East on a desert. Look at the people who ended up on a desert. Look at how they turned the desert to be. They created machine. Men and women, the engineers, flew up in the air and released salt to create rain. Charlie, it not be politics. Aye Jimmy and nipa bibi near Jimmy. Aye Jimmy, so with the Maya can showcase all Africa he wants to. The people, the humans, in nipa neti hono, the people who are there are in lack. So imagine if we were the one who ended up on a desert, the Enyanka, away in Kitreberry, or one in Sisreberry. That is why Africa, we were the one placed there. So imagine if we were, by now a snake and lions have eaten all of us. Because we have people who cannot talk. We have people who cannot defend men like this. We have people who are chickens, who has no guns, who have no authority, who has no so low in terms of abilities, and you are walking around showing Africa. So what? Me, I'm not impressed. I'm not going impressed because the Africa It is Africa for the people they live there, because of the people who live there. We should advocate for them. It doesn't matter. A woman was found with millions. Did you see a politician, millions of dollars in her home? As we speak, many of them has boxes in their homes, secret rooms filled with the dollars and cedis. Say Africa, Africa. Nobody need to tell anybody the land, but what makes it beautiful? Come and see the mountains up north here. When you go to the east side of the country of Canada, see the beauty. As I'm sitting here, I'm facing a mountain, and the mountain is not just a mountain that is going to scare people away. All mountains are scaring Africans. All waters, everything creation scares an African man. The mountain is a god. The water is a god. Fire is a god. The land is a god. Everything now be spirit. So when we are talking about Africa, I am telling you, Ken Wilson, I'll marry you. We need to really think deep. Maybe we're Ghana. I always say, if I were born back in the 60s, I would be one of those people who were the pioneers of the movement. You can't just say I'm showcasing Africa, the beauty. Come and see Africa. Come and see bush. And I said there. I said here. I said, come and see flowers. Come and see. My brothers and my sisters, this is not, it doesn't impress me. I'm a Mother Earth. I'm a natured person. I go by what is right. It doesn't, you see, don't be, you want to see beauty? Okay, go to Hollywood. And some of the roads you drive in, like a logoligi inside the stones, and the way they look, and the houses around there, the houses on Hollywood, Malibu, and all those places. Have you been to Mexico, some Cancun? The water, I don't know whether they put some stuff inside for the water to turn blue, but the water is so blue. Kai. So let's stop featuring me. I'm not impressed with the Miami. I don't feature the average people who are doing well, like this young man I've seen. I saw coming to Canada with nothing from India. Went to the mosque and slept there for a couple days. Found him some place to stay, and now owns this. Feature the people, the young man from Africa who took sugar farm and became rich out of the sugar farm. Feature the people who took the apple from Canada and brought it, or from South Africa, or from some other land. Feature the one who took the palm and made it the country's most successful and also lucrative business. Took the one who feature the one who took our cocoa, whose father's farm is a cocoa farm, but feeding multitude. Feature the African who took the soil and changed it into something else. What are we talking about? African man. Let's feature those ones. We have no freedom. And we are walking around parading saying Africa is beautiful. We have this one, and our men are getting lost in Ghana. If Africa is beautiful, Woody Maya will have his own business, like a popom farm. Will have a orange factory. If Ghana is lawful and it's a country, Woody Maya will not be in somebody's country featuring how you see. Compare Woody Maya's videos to the people who comes to Africa, Ghana. They showcase the root. They want to know your culture. They want to know the food you eat. That is what the small thing. What makes people? What makes a person is the things that makes you grow? What makes you grow? The things that makes you grow is the things you believe in and rely on. What do you rely on? The soil, the air. Is the air clean where you are? Is the soil safe for you? This is what makes a person grow. So you see that people go to, let's say the sin. Come and see the people who owns the yachts. The waters, small water, but yachts. The yachts on it. The architect that raise up mountains and raises, design some wicked buildings. Do we have that in Africa? Why aren't we building schools that teaches people how to change the whole universe? Other than the changing universe, do we have that? Let's stop. Feeling sorry for ourselves. That we don't live in a bush with lions. You don't understand the great work Maya is doing, and you people, small boys. Criticism is not Africans' forte. Michael, I don't blame you. Michael Walters, that's okay. And even the president who makes sure that people receive subsidies and people receive money in this part of the world is criticized. So criticism is a good thing, makes people grow. So I hear what you're saying. I know that already. Trying to tell people Africa don't live in the bush, don't live on the trees. Somebody asked me myself, Moroccan asked me, hey, I hear Africa, there's a lot of lions. I say, yeah, go and ask your grandfather, you idiot. So I'm not I'm a Pan-African. In fact, I highlight Africa. That's not what we are talking about. Why? You see, the cup is half full, but some people sees it half empty. The reason why is those that sees it half empty on a positive thing is they work hard to make it full. Those that sees it half full, those that sees it half empty because they want to work hard, they want to make it full. But those that sees it half full, they relax because they think it's already full, although it's half. So life is beauty with wisdom. The only thing that makes life so exciting is the wisdom you have to change even the negative to positive and the positive to negative to prove a point. So, my brother Michael, I hear you, okay? But we are in a different class today. Today is a different class. I have spoken about Maya all the time. He's doing great, he's doing great. But today, I am nipping on the other side. So, please, life is beautiful. Live it, okay? See why? Stop it there, woman. Negative. Fighting. We are not fighting, no. Mr. Fighter, we are not fighting, okay? It is said, be open and let your spirit accept that the cup is half empty. But what do I do to make it full? Or is it half full? On a positive note, in a different class, we must see the cup as it's half full. Do you get my drill? You don't, right? Because you just want to fight. When you are ready to fight, you don't reason. You don't devise. Me, I devise. Bye-bye.